Hey everyone, it's Mark Ferguson with Invest for More, and we're standing outside the 8-plex with all the garages that we recently bought, and we're going to show you one of the units that is slightly updated, and then we'll also show you some work going on with the garages and some other ideas we had on this property. This one was fully leased when we made our offer on it. We ended up buying it for $1.35 million. We're in Greeley, Colorado, and while we had it under contract, one of the tenants moved out. The previous owner asked if we wanted him to rent it for, I think he's charging $1,150, or was it $1,050? One of the two. Or if he wanted to leave it vacant so we could rent it, because he knew he was pretty much charging too little for rent. So we told him to leave it vacant. We would spruce it up a tiny bit and then see what we can rent it for. So it is nothing fancy, just a 2-bedroom, 2-bath apartment. I was really thinking we should paint the cabinets, possibly the counter, but I was convinced by some other people to just leave it as is and see if it rents this way. So we'll see. We'll see how well that works. But it is kind of an ugly kitchen, I think. But I keep being told that it's a rental, it's not a big deal, see how it works. So we'll see how it goes. It does have a dishwasher, which is great. A lot of these apartments don't have those. And it's got a nice layout for 2 separate people to kind of live here, because it's 2-bedroom, 2-bath, and each bedrooms have their own bath. So I think what we're gonna do is ask $1,250 a month for rent. And I said there's lots and lots of garages with this place. So there's 8 2-car garages, 8 1-car garages, plus 12 storage units. So we're also gonna say, hey, this comes with a storage unit as well. It's not huge. I think it's like 5 by 7 or 5 by 10, something like that. And if you want a garage, that's like $75 a month extra, something like that, a 1-car garage. And we'll see how that goes, because before, the previous owner just had 1 storage unit, 1 garage go with the unit as well. And looking at market comps for rentals on Zillow, on Facebook Marketplace, on Craigslist, there's very little with 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms under $1,300 for rent in our area. I know it sounds crazy, because when I bought my first rental in 2010, it was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house with a 2-car garage that I rented for $1,050 a month. But things change over the years, that's for sure. So we'll see how that works. We kept the same carpet. It's not in horrible shape. So we'll try this out and see if we can up these rents, because if we can increase the rents, I talked about this a lot in my first video on this property, which I'll link to below, showed you everything and talked about the numbers in detail on value, adding value, things like that. If we can add $200 a month in rent per unit, that's $1,600 a month. That's what, 12,000, 18,000, a little more than that, right? A year. That adds like $250,000, $300,000 to the value of the property in those increased rents. So I think we got a really good deal on it to start with by getting it for $1.35 million. And if we can increase rents on the apartments, we can get it up close to $2 million. And if not everybody wants a garage, and then we can rent those garages out separately as well, that can add even more income. Plus we have the laundry machines, which are adding some income, and we'll show you what's been happening there. So it should be a pretty interesting place. Now, I'm a little late saying this, but of course, we love it when you like our video. So if you haven't liked it yet, if you take a half a second to do that, that's awesome. Love seeing new subscribers and comments. So please let us know what you think of this one as well. We'll have more coming up here. I'm not done. Don't leave yet. But we also have a ton of information on investformore.com. Investformore.com. I said that kind of fast. Free articles, free book, all kinds of great stuff there. But we'll show you the progress in the garages, the laundry room, and some other ideas I have here too. All right, and this is a storage unit for that apartment too. And you can see we're starting to do some work on the siding and stuff. The trim, a lot of it was rotted out. So we're gonna replace some of that was rotted and then repaint everything. But the storage units, most of them are just closed off and have the store to get into. But this is the first time we've been in this one, and it was open to the garage. So I don't know if the tenant just cut those out or they ask the old landlord to do that. But I'm guessing it's probably better if we just have another piece of sheetrock up there and separate them. That way we can say, hey, this storage unit's for the apartment, this garage can be with it or it can be separate either way. And it does come with a beer, so that's nice. Well, I might just drink it before I leave here. No. But yeah, it's not a huge storage unit, so I don't know if it would be worth to rent it separately in any way. So we'll probably just try and rent those with the apartments or include it with the apartments. I know a lot of people said they would have loved to have extra storage when they had an apartment. So we'll do that. And then another question a lot of people had was, hey, why aren't you, turning these garages into more apartments or adding, space above here? Well, there's a few things to think about. First, these garages weren't structurally built to handle a second story. So you'd have to have, probably a lot of structural work done, possible foundation stuff, support walls, obviously joists, all of that. So it'd be pretty pricey. And the real big issue is parking. So just because we can put 8 more units up here doesn't mean the city will allow us to if we don't have enough parking for them. So it's something we can think about and talk about, and maybe we'll discuss it with the city, but you can't just put up stuff anywhere you want without thinking about the city, what their requirements are, what their codes are. So we will have to consider that too. And then something else we're thinking about, you can see that's the laundry room up there with 1 coin-operated washing machine, 1 coin-operated dryer, and it's been doing pretty well. We'll check it again here. I just checked it yesterday, and we had $70 some in there from like a week and a half. So I think we've had over $100 in there, and we've owned this place 3 weeks. So it's not doing too bad for 1 machine of each kind. And here you can see all the storage units. And the previous owner wasn't getting any income from these. He just included 8 of them with the apartments and had 4 empty. So it would be a pain, and it's probably not worth it. But I was like, oh, what if we took 4 of these units, made like a bigger laundry room, maybe had some pop machines in there, who knows what else, and a nicer space for the tenants to bring in more income. Who knows what else we could do in there, but that was an idea. But we'd have to bring plumbing in, drains, probably more power. So that would be pretty pricey to do that. But there's all kinds of different things on my wish list to do that don't get done that I would love to do just because we have too much stuff going on right now. Like I think I said it before, we have something like 20 rehabs we're working on at the moment when you include the multifamily, the flips, other rental properties, and things we have going on. So there's a lot happening right now. And then, yeah, we'll just take a peek these other garages real quick. And I did have an idea too of stealing 2 of those 2-car garages and putting my storage stuff for our flipping business in those over here, just because I could rent the shop we have now. We have like a 900 square foot shop, and I could empty that, probably fit everything in those 2. At the same time, it'd probably be cleaner and have less junk in there because our guys wouldn't have as much space to pile stuff we don't need. And then I could, save a lot of money by renting out that space and taking these garages. Because right now they're rented from $160 to $180, I think. I think market rent on those might be like $200 to $250 too. So there's opportunity to increase rents there too. So like I said, we have this lots of stuff going on. In a perfect world, you build apartments right there and tear out the garages, and you make this space right here a parking lot so there's room for everybody. It's a lot of work, a lot to do, and there's a lot of other stuff going on, but it is a possibility. So we'll check out the laundry here real quick too and see how much money we made in less than a day, if anything. All right, so something else someone had an idea for too in here, we're in the laundry room, is to put stackables in here, stackable coin op, but the ceiling is plenty high over here, but over here, I think it's only about 6 feet tall, and I think those stackables are 6'6", and so I don't know if there's room. Maybe, but they're very expensive to do the stackable too, so I'm not sure if it would be worth it. So we'll see how everything goes, but for right now, we have lots more important things to worry about. Look at that, that is pretty That's less than a day. So these do get used a lot. So I'm guessing if we could add more of them, you know, it would obviously be worth it. And I don't even know, oh, $1.75. Like, I don't even know how much these cost to use. Okay, so that's good to know. All right, so that's the laundry room. Oh, probably need to have somebody come empty this trash at some point too. Never even thought about that one. Lots of stuff to think about when you buy a property like this. All right, so that's the property. We'll have lots of updates as we move along through this process of raising rents, improving things, making everything better, and have lots of updates on how that increases the value, how that increases our cash flow, and all of that as well. Like I said, our other video has tons more detail on the financing, how we bought it, rents, all of the income and cap rates and all that stuff. I'll link to that below. And then one other thing too, we have another tenant who has not paid rent this month yet, and we're 3 weeks into the month. So that's always something to think about too with these, right? It'll never be perfectly 100% occupied or have people paying rent. She has said she has requested rental property assistance because of the COVID stuff, and she's waiting for an answer on that. We'll see how that works, if she gets that answer or not. Otherwise, we might have another unit coming up here vacant soon as well. We can see what it looks like, what kind of shape it's in. And then, like I said, some of these are only paying $975, $1,000, $1,050. So if they do leave, it's not the end of the world, because we can put remodel, put new tenants in, really make a difference there. All right, that's the property. Again, thanks for watching. Make sure you check out investormore.com. Much more information on flips, rentals, being an agent, all that great stuff, free book. And yeah, love seeing the new subscribers, the likes, comments, so keep those coming as well.